Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is Mr. Lowell, the Social Studies, and today is April 27th. This is your first official reading on the Civil War. If you're looking at this posting on here, there's stuff missing. I haven't attached things yet, like videos and other things, but I pre-record these videos. They will be up. You have, of course, the reading here. Attached will also be the response questions you need to respond to, and a few videos for you guys to look at in regards to the topic. So our topic today is titled War Erupts. And as you can see at the top here, it says in this section you'll learn about the early years of the Civil War. Specifically, when we'll be learning about how the war kind of initiates or starts. We have a lot of vocab here. The first is, everyone say Fort Sumter. This is a federal fort in South Carolina that we're going to talk about that kind of starts the war. Everyone say Robert E. Lee. He was the Confederate military leader, the head of the Confederate military. Everyone say border state. These were slave states that bordered the North. They did not secede with the other slave states. Everyone say King Cotton. King Cotton was a title showing Cotton's importance to the South, and as we're going to see in this reading, also the strategy and plan of the South for winning this war. Everyone say Anaconda Plan. This is the Union's plan to surround and defeat the South. Say blockade. A blockade is the preventing of goods or people from entering or leaving an area. And lastly, the First Battle of Bull Run. This is an early battle that ended with a Confederate victory. The beginning of this reading talks about first shots are fired at Fort Sumter. And essentially, Fort Sumter is where the Civil War will begin. Here's an image of what the fort looks like today in the bay or harbor in Charleston, South Carolina. This is a federal fort that was attacked in a southern seceding state. It basically means that the South fired first, and they fired on this naval base. It was a cripple to the Union military, and it was kind of like where the war initiated or started. As soon as this happened, the Union declared war and had the goal of marching south to put down this rebellion. One of the people, of course, involved in this was Robert E. Lee, who was the Confederate military general. It says here, choosing sides, strengths and weaknesses. It talks about border states here, particularly these border states that bordered the North but did not secede with the Union. So if you take a look in this image here, you can see here the states that formed the Union, the states that formed the Confederacy, and then these bordering states here that were slave states but did not secede with the Union. They kind of bordered, and they literally formed a border between the North and South. And it talks about how keeping these states in the Union was incredibly important because it gave them military advantages with the South, and because the center of power, Washington, D.C., is itself technically in the South. It borders Maryland, a border state, and Virginia, a Confederate state. It talks in here in this next section about the Confederate strategy for winning. And the Confederates really believed that they were going to, let's see here, what's the picture? They thought Cotton was going to be their savior. They really believed that because of Cotton's importance, it was going to save them. So you're looking here at an image of just bales of cotton that are about to be put onto ships. These ships might be going to the east coast of the U.S. or they might be going across the Atlantic to Europe. Cotton was such an important resource that they believed that if they withheld the cotton to the Europeans, that might force the Europeans to want to intervene and help the South fight this war. That never really happened because the European markets had plenty of cotton. The Union strategy, of course, was called the Anaconda Plan. And their goal was to swoop into the South and surround it, just like an anaconda snake. They formed what was known as a naval blockade. They blockaded the eastern coast as well as the Gulf, and their goal was to head up the Mississippi, to control the Mississippi, and literally surround the South. Don't let people in, out, goods or services in or out, and basically choke out their economy until they give up. One of the very first major battles of the Civil War became known as the Battle of Bull Run, and this was a battle that took the lives of a lot of Union soldiers. And the Confederates did win this battle, and it proved to the whole country, to both the North and the South, that this is going to be a much longer war than people had thought. Some people really believed this war would be over in a few months, but the Confederates proved that they were able to fight off and defend their land from the invading Union Army. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the reading. There's a lot of vocab in here. Check out the Quizlet that will be attached to this, which will also have the terms for this entire unit for study. All right. I hope you have a good day. If you have any questions, please call me or contact me, email me. I miss you guys. Work hard and be nice.